is waiting for some big announcement. With bated breath here. Okay, so happy almost Valentine's Day. Did anybody have any special plans? No. Nope. No. Okay. Well, maybe that's why you guys are all mellow today or something. Just, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Happy February 13th. We have one team meeting this month. Today. Due to family reunion. We'll talk about family reunion in a little bit. Who all is going? Okay, and if some of you didn't, oh, you know what? I know why you guys are Krabby Patties, because the food's not here yet. Thank you, May Paula. Thank you so much. Wow, you guys need to get fed. Maybe we'll just wait. Okay. Oh, that's actually here. That's awesome. Okay. All right, so yeah, we have family reunion. We'll be talking about that, but let's go ahead and get started here. How are you? Come on in. Come on in here. All right. Okay, so first I want to announce, thank you all who participated in the Super Bowl pool. Yes, we were gambling here, don't arrest me. Okay, or maybe, right? So we did have, okay, Tara Lynn, she won the first quarter. Yeah, so excited for everybody who contributed to our football pool. Hillary, I think all of you know, most of you know Hillary, who's our property manager here at Cruzon. Yeah. Her mother-in-law won 2 quarters, right? So give her $400. And then Brian with Cruzon won the final score, $500.
Brian didn't know.
No, Brian, Cruzon.
Oh, Cruzon, sorry.
Yep. So I really don't want to talk about the game other than that. Okay? Obviously, my team did win.
Obviously.
What was that?
Love Mahomes.
Anyway, moving on. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was a great game. You couldn't have asked for a better game until the end. Okay, so motivational minute, right? The obstacles of your past can become the gateways that lead to new beginnings. What do you think about them apples? Right? Oh, you know what I'm not doing? Hold on. Oh, it is recording. Okay, so the obstacles of your past can become the gateways that lead to new beginnings. Does anyone want to elaborate on that? And what does that mean to you, Steve? Can we read to you again?
Read to me again.
Okay. The obstacles of your past can become the gateways that lead to new beginnings.
That's like the cliche that that which does not kill us makes us stronger. So you can learn from mistakes in the past so you don't repeat them.
Yeah.
So don't do the same, don't be stupid, do the same thing twice.
Right, exactly. And then also it can be, helping people, right? Because we've talked about this, I think even at our last team meeting, where none of us are exempt from stuff, right? So it all depends on how we deal with that, how we react to that, what we do, etc. So also the things that happen, we all deal with similar stuff. It just may have different, it may look a little different from the outside, but where a lot of us are just like, oh my God, it only happens to me. No, it happens to everybody, right? And like I said, none of us are exempt. So so the things like that I've gone through in my life, right, gives me the opportunity to be able to help and empathize and help other people when it's their turn to go through some stuff, help them with that, right? Because there's things that happen, so it's good, and it's on the positive side and the negative side, right? So, through successes, we learn from one another. And I know too, when we come into this crazy world of real estate, right? Sometimes y'all want to reinvent the wheel. No. Don't reinvent the wheel. Okay, because it's really basic, it's pretty simple, doesn't mean that it's not gonna be difficult, right? But it is a simple business, right? So really, when we talk about, here, I'm gonna go here first. When we talk about, the theme of the year, right? It's an Olympic year, it's survival of the fittest. I'm gonna repeat this every time we have a team meeting, so you understand that this is a skill-based business now more than ever, right? We are truly entering into a new world. We think, act, speak and act differently, and really sell your expertise. Sell your expertise. Okay, because that will separate you from other agents. And some of you here, a lot of you are new, right? You're like, okay, I don't have any expertise yet in real estate. That's okay, you have expertise in life, and you know what? You have all of us to support you. Right? We have answers, we have support, we have everything to help you get there, right? You borrow our belief until you get your own. Does that make sense? So make sure that you engage, make sure that your commitment to yourself and your business is paramount, because we have the tools to be able to help you get there. Okay, and regardless of whether you're brand new to the business or whether you've been in the business for a long period of time. And then how are you going to shift to this skill-based market? We are doing everything that we can to we may have too many classes in our calendar right now, but we want to make sure that they're available to you, right? So you can learn from one another. You can learn, hey, how am I going to be dealing with the sellers in this market when they don't have to offer a buyer's side commission, a cooperating broker? How am I going to have those conversations, right? And then how are you going to have those conversations with your buyers where they may have to pay, right? So there's new things. So it's a matter of you, how committed you are to your business, how committed you are to your goals, how committed you are just to your life in general, right? And what are your non-negotiables? We have a lot of people that we want to get to today, so I'm not going to take a lot of time on this. But, do you have your protected time in your schedule, your non-negotiables, right? And we talked about the 5 income producing activities. This is what you need to focus on. Scripts role play, right? Practicing your scripts. It's not a bad thing. You want to know what to say when you're talking to people, right? And when we get to Deputy DiMatteo, right?
Yes,
You have scripts, you have something that you have to say all the time, right? Over and over.
I wing it.
Yep.
Miranda.
Right, the Miranda, right? You gotta say that, right? You can't mess that one up. Right, so we all have scripts in the Super Bowl, right? Everyone had a play. What's your play? Are you practicing your plays and your execution? Right, remember, we're actors and actresses on the big screen, right? So are you gonna be the one that wins the Academy Award when you go to your listing presentation, your buyer presentation? Have fun with it, however you have to finagle it in your head, right? So and it's consistency, right? So it's a script role play, lead gen, lead follow-up, going on appointments and negotiating contracts. Boom, those are your non-negotiables. How do you feel right now in your business? How's your business? Is it where it wants to be? Are you having issues getting business? Or is it doing business? Or you know what, having a life? Wow, that's amazing, right? Are you just so into your business that there's no fun in there? If you could change one thing in your life, what would that be? Right? And one thing that I just want to mention too to you all, remember, don't mistake movement for achievement. Right? Don't mistake that, because a lot of times we can get stuck working in our business and not on our business. Right? So one of the things I'm going to leave you with before we get going, time on task over time beats talent every time. You want me to say that again? Yes. Okay. Time on task over time beats talent every time. Right? So it's doing the behavior over and over, day after day. You will win every flipping time, I guarantee it. And then if you have talent that goes with it, that's the icing on the cake. Right? Time on task with talent is unstoppable. So it's about being consistent and persistent in your activities every flipping day, okay? And remember, 20% effort, right, equals 80% of the result. All right, so you ready to hear from, does anybody have any comments about that at all?
Spot on, Stephanie.
Hey, Phil, thank you.
Kyle, Shanahan should have looked at his script.
Give me my flipping money back. Wow, Tara Lynn, I knew you had it in you, but I didn't know you had the guts to pull it out, so, wow.
You're allowed this year.
You can't play the game. All right, awesome. So I want to make sure that you all welcome our new people. Nazli, Yulia, Joe, Lexi, Will came back. Zaida, I always, yes, thank you.
Or Vanya.
Vanya. And Jennifer, so congratulations, welcome. We are. And, well, I think we introduced them last time, and Kane. So just super excited, we have such great talent that is joining our office, and excited to have you all here. Thank you. Okay, so we have a very special guest speaker today, and I'll let him do all the talking, but Deputy DiMatteo.
I thought I didn't pay my child support.
Well, you live in LA County, so nothing really happens. All right, okay. Thanks for having me. My name is Deputy DiMatteo. I'm a community relations deputy for the city of Calabasas. And my goal as a community relations deputy is to build partnerships with the community to help reduce crime and solve local issues. So the local issues that plague Calabasas are theft. That's about it. We don't have gangs, we don't have violent crime. We don't have any other issues, like sometimes you'll see vandalism like graffiti every now and then, but theft is the number one thing that plagues Calabasas. So how will me talking to you about theft help you with your job? Well, much like me, you guys make connections with the community. You need to know the community. So hopefully that gives you a better understanding of what's actually going on in Calabasas when you're trying to sell real estate, right? So let me just give you some background. For every year, we average about 85 to 90 residential burglaries a year in the city. We expect those numbers to go up, unfortunately, because there's a shortage of law enforcement. And penalties for crimes in Los Angeles County have gone down. All right, that's the unfortunate reality. So there are professional burglary crews from South America that are coming up, and they're plaguing everywhere from Santa Barbara to San Diego. Neighborhoods like Beverly Hills, Bel Air, Santa Monica, Los Angeles, getting ravaged with residential burglaries, which is pretty unfortunate. And residential burglary is it's one of the worst crimes that could happen to communities like this, because it's a massive invasion of your privacy and your personal space. And sometimes you'll have precious heirlooms or items that get taken and they're gone forever. So how are these burglaries committed? I want you guys to know this. Does anybody here live in Calabasas? Anybody? Couple of you guys? So open space burglaries, that's the current crime trend right now. These crews are coming up through golf courses, hiking trails, workout areas. They're coming up through those open spaces. They're entering your backyard, and then they're breaking into your house that way. So the days of coming in through your front door or side gate are essentially over. It still happens, but it's very rare. So these burglaries are usually occurring during dusk hours, nighttime hours. So it's tougher for our vision to acclimate to the sun setting. So, and they only take like 2-3 minutes to occur. So it's happening almost every week, these burglaries in Calabasas. So, the common method of entry is through the second story, if you have a second story. They usually stack furniture in your backyard, climb up to the second story, shatter your slider or your window, they get in. They ransack the master bedroom and your master closet, because that's where everyone's valuables are kept, your safe, your watches, your cash, guns, jewelry. That's all they're looking for, stuff small enough to fit in their backpack and take carry it out with them. So, tips, when, I don't know if you guys recommend security to people when selling houses. It might be a good idea to start doing that if those houses aren't equipped with it already. So this will go a long way in helping prevent residential burglaries. So I always like to tell everybody, let's start from the back and then work our way in. So what I mean by that are cameras, security cameras on the back of your house, facing your fence line in the backyard, the entire fence line. Hi. These cameras need to be equipped with motion activated floodlighting, and they need to be synced to your cell phone so that it sends you an alert. Right? Like a ring link or something like that, that sends you a notification that there's movement. So yeah, those cameras with motion activated sensors that send you notifications, those really help. Perfect. And you can tap into it, you can get your live feed, you can record your videos and all that good stuff. And then, so there are companies now that exist that will install a security film on your windows. So I recommend doing some research, looking into it. They will basically apply this film to all of the windows in your backyard to make them shatterproof. So it's a really good tool. Will it stop thieves from getting into your house altogether? Probably not, if they want to get in.
Come on.
They're breaking in as you speak.
Yeah, right. Will it stop you? Will it stop them 100%? No, but it absolutely will slow them down. Some of these thieves haven't encountered this technology yet. So maybe once they go to punch your window and it doesn't shatter, they'll just think twice and leave and go hit somebody else's house or just leave the neighborhood. So we have that. And then alarms. I'm hoping all new residences have alarms. They're very needed. And we recommend alarming the second story and equipping your house with glass break sensors. So the traditional alarm, right, it's basically you have a sensor on the frame and then a sensor on the door. And if those sensors are separated, the alarm will trigger. Well, thieves know that, so that's why they just break your glass and go right through. Doesn't set off the alarm. Unless you have glass break sensors from your alarm company, then we'll get notifications that, or at least the alarm company will. So then more cameras on the inside. So thieves, when they come up to your property, if any of you guys have ever seen video of these crimes occurring, they come up with masks and hoodies, right?
Yeah.
So when they get into your house, they usually take that hoodie off and then pull the mask down so that they can breathe, number one, and number two, they can see better in an unfamiliar environment. So if you have cameras in your house, when these people do that, they're revealing their face. And that helps us identify them and catch them after the fact. So put some cameras inside your house, or recommend cameras inside your house for this area, because it will help us identify them once they're inside. Some other things, there's other programs and gimmicks and stuff like that that we can go over, like dogs and neighborhood watch and stuff, but that's more for like the HOA, not for you guys. So overall, I have to tell you, Calabasas is a pretty safe city. Although residential burglaries are up, overall crime in the city is down. It's down about 10% from compared to last year, and it's been going down ever since. So, or for the past couple of years. So I just, with that information, now that you guys know the current crime trends of what's going on right now, I just want to have a conversation with you guys. Does anybody have any questions, or do you guys want to discuss anything related to this topic? Go ahead.
You said most of these are happening at dusk. Are most of them happening when no one's home?
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, yes, most of these are occurring when you leave for dinner and you come back and your house is broken into. It's crazy. They're sitting back on these hillsides in this open space, waiting for you to leave. They're watching it some of these times. We believe that some of these times they're actually using drones to scout your location. So, there is an ordinance in the city of Calabasas. It basically makes drone flying, well, it's not illegal to fly a drone in Calabasas, but it is illegal to fly it at night. So if you see a drone up at night, it's probably, I don't know. It could be a resident, it could be somebody else with ill intentions, we don't know. But yeah, that's a good point. They want in your house when no one's home, because number one, they don't want to get shot. They don't want to get into a fight with a homeowner. They don't want confrontation, and they definitely don't want to get arrested. So yes, they're hitting it when your home is empty, and that's why I'm emphasizing cameras with motion activated alerts. Did you have another question?
I was just gonna ask if they or any animals or humans, or if they're non-confrontational, you kind of do that.
Yeah, it's very, very rare. It's very rare, the home invasion thing, right? Where someone gets tied up. That is so rare. It hasn't happened in a very long time. That's a whole different topic, right? I'm just here to tell you how to protect your property or make recommendations to individuals who want to buy property. Go ahead,
Are
sir.
there any suggested security companies, surveillance equipment, monitoring systems that you and your department would recommend over others?
So I can't promote businesses.
Correct.
Can't do that.
So
So do your research. Do your research, right? Ask around the community, because there are some really good security companies in Calabasas. And I'll tell you what, more security, the better. Right? It's not a competition between cops and security guards. We love them. The more the better, because they only help make our job easier. Go ahead, my man. Get back.
When you take crimes together and kind of hearing that because they're not prosecuting, like if the laws are the same as they were, with crime together.
So when a crime's committed, it gets added to our stat sheet, right? Regardless of prosecution or not. So crime is down in other areas, but residential burglaries they're a steady flow. We get like anywhere between 5 and 15 a month. Go ahead, Renee.
I was gonna ask what the success rate of you guys, but in catching these guys, and like, how often do these guys actually caught or brought to justice?
It's very low. I'll tell you why. Residential burglaries, most of the time, these houses don't have cameras. Most of the time, nobody sees who committed this. There's no vehicle information. We don't have any leads, right? You guys are familiar with leads, right? If we don't have any leads, we're not gonna catch anybody. So that's why we're trying to partner with the community to get as many cameras, as much security, and we're trying to get everybody to work together, because this is a problem that's not gonna get fixed anytime soon.
Yeah, it's just kind of a follow to that, that carbon program a few years back. It stole. Cars were broken into, they ended up getting like my wallet and ID and the credit cards, they ended up going to Best Buy and racking up what they got from Best Buy, but what was interesting is that, I was given the information about the exact cash register, the exact time, everything was on camera, so I went to Best Buy to try to get footage of it, and they told me, oh, you need to get the police department involved on that.
Yeah.
I went to the police department and said, you guys can see who these guys are, and they refused to do it.
So some of the times retailers will refuse to even work with us. We'll have to get a subpoena from a court to even just get the ball rolling. So it's a pretty wacky process most of the time, just depending on where you're at. So just so you know, the guys breaking into your car are not the same guys breaking into your house. So guys who break into cars, they're your drug addicts, they're your petty thieves. they want a quick score, right, for their fix. That is the reality of the situation. So, but they're also identity thieves. They'll do that.
Right.
And so like we had this in Malibu. Guys will park their car, they'll go out surfing for 2 hours, they'll come back, and their credit card's been used at Best Buy for $2,000. And it's like, there's no stopping that because
Also the hiking trail back in.
the hiking
Calabasas
trails
stairs.
too.
Yeah,
Right, so the Calabasas stairs, have you seen the new sign we put up there?
I haven't noticed it. I go there every week.
So we put up a sign, at the Calabasas stairs saying like, beware, vehicle thefts occur in this parking area.
A lot.
And so ever since we put up that sign, we've only had one break-in. One, and it's been a long time. Who else had one? Yes,
Area where Lost Virgin is, the city of LA, line, literally. You have a map that you could offer us, so we can see what areas you actually cover, like certain portions of Bell Canyon, the city covers, the sheriff.
so the sheriff's department, we covered Calabasas, Agora Hills, Westlake Village. And then the unincorporated areas of West Hills and Chatsworth. And the unincorporated areas are very, very small. We don't cover Bell Canyon. That's Ventura County Sheriff. So, and we also cover all of Topanga, all the unincorporated areas from the valley side to Malibu, including Malibu. So we cover a massive area, and the shortage of law enforcement is real. Like, you'll have like 2 or 3 cops in Calabasas any given night, 2 or 3 for the whole city. So, that's why when I was invited to come here to talk about this issue, I thought it would be beneficial. Most of you people are community members or community members close enough. So it affects you guys too. And knowledge is power. So the more people that know about this, the crime trend and how to protect yourself, hopefully that'll help us out in the long run. Anybody else? Go ahead.
So are you finding that they're targeting specific people or homes, or is it random when they're going into?
So right now, yes, it's the homes behind gates. Gated communities are the ones that are getting hit. So all the gated communities, you guys are familiar with the Oaks, they get hit just as much as everybody down here. So,
And they're going up through the back.
yeah.
Those are really great, those criminals are in great shape.
Oh, I'll tell you what, they are nimble acrobats.
Pull that off.
I've seen some security footage that you guys haven't, and it is wild. These guys they're gymnasts, and they're like this big. So it's a pretty it's pretty wild. Yeah, go ahead, man.
What about, a few months ago, there was a lot of activity with, or the reason whatever was in the comments.
Mhm.
Is there anything else going on with, like, what's happening there, the calm down a little bit? I know it's-
So, I did want to bring this up, one more thing. We have some new technology out. It's a program called Fusus. It's going to be released to the public very soon. Basically, what it does is we have a real-time crime and disaster center at our station with a ton of monitors. And with this technology, we can sync HOA cameras to our station live. And these cameras will have, or the technology that we have has AI built into it that will recognize human beings. And will basically this, so let's do the Commons, for example. The Commons closes at what, 10 o'clock? So if you see, no one's supposed to be there, but security and then your cleaning crews in the morning. So if you see somebody at 2 a.m. at the Commons, hey, they're not supposed to be there. That's probably suspicious. Let's take a look. And then if we can view that camera live and determine if this person has ill intentions or not based on that camera. So we're going to be releasing that to the community of Calabasas. And HOAs can sign up for their service to have their cameras live fed into our station. Go ahead, sir.
Any suggestions that like you can counter somebody that's breaking in, but children walking home, something like that?
Yeah, make yourself known. So we just had a burglary attempt in Calabasas on, what day is it today?
Tuesday.
Okay, so last Thursday. They climbed up to the second story, they shattered the window, and the resident was home. And so, resident was like, hello? Right? And when the criminals realized that somebody was home, they went right back down, right back over the wall, and they left. So yeah, turn on the lights, make yourselves known, and be loud. They don't want confrontation. And so another thing that, I can mention is if you're gonna leave for vacation, yeah, don't advertise that on your social media, that you're gonna be gone in Europe for a month, right? Unless your profile's on private and you're friends with people you trust. And you can also, call me or send me an email, let me know when you're gonna be gone and for how long with your address and a phone number. And I will stop by your house, on random nights to ensure, not only for police presence in your neighborhood, but also to check and see if your house is in good order.
You water the plants too.
No. No gardener, but yeah.
Deputy on Zoom, can I ask a question?
Oh, yes, Zoom, we'll get to you in a sec.
Okay.
So I like leave the TV on, or I leave a lot of lights on, so it feels like somebody's home.
Yeah. Yeah, that is absolutely a great idea. Make it look like someone's always home. Go ahead.
It's always been, I've heard that if someone knocks on your door, most people don't answer, but just go and say, I'm here, so they know you're there. Is that still the case? Like, go to your door and. Obviously, they're not going to
Yeah.
your front door.
I mean, if someone's knocking on your door now, like in this day and age, when you hear your door knock, you're like, right? Who's at my door, right? No one, it's a weird occurrence now, someone knocking on your door. So yeah, if you ever have if you have a window in your door or a side window that you could peek through and look at first and be like, yeah, who are you? What do you want? Never open the door to anybody, unless it's somebody you know. And that goes, it's not just for kids, it's for adults too. Because if somebody, in the very rare occurrence, you were to open your door and then they were to force their way in and then more suspects run in after them, it's not good for you. So yeah, never open your door to anybody you don't know. Go ahead, sir.
If I encounter an intruder and unfortunately they don't leave legally, what can I do to that?
It depends on their behavior. Unfortunately, you live in California, so it's gonna be tough for you. So you have to determine if someone's in your house, right? What are their intentions and what is their behavior? So if they're aggressive to you or they're attacking you, by all means, fight back. If you have a firearm, use it. If they break into your house and they probably have some mental health problems, or they're not all there, they hop into your bed. Hey, who are you? And they don't want to get up, then just close your door and call us and let us deal with it. So yeah. I mean, so resorting to violence immediately isn't the answer. You have to articulate the scenario so you don't go to prison, which is highly unfortunate. Anybody else? Okay, Zoom.
Yes, hi, Deputy. As agents, I'm really concerned about having a vacant house and having a sign in front of the house. Because I have a colleague who had a listing and the house was broken into. And as agents, what do you recommend us do? Not have a sign? I mean, mostly, of course, we would love to have a sign at the door at our listings, but then again, that's a big responsibility because we might be blamed, or I don't know what you recommend.
That's a tough call. Good question too. So unoccupied houses for sale. I'm sure, has anyone here dealt with a squatter? Anybody? So if somebody gets into that house and it turns into a squatter scenario, it's a nightmare. Because now it turns into a civil matter. You guys have to go through the courts for an eviction, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. But that's the California law. So if the house is for sale and it's unoccupied, keep it locked. And check on it daily. So if someone's in the house, you can actually report it as a burglary instead of a squatter. And if you call in and say, hey, someone's broken into the house, that person's gonna get arrested for residential burglary, not for squatting. So also be sure to post, I don't mean, it depends. No trespassing signs go a long way with us. It could just be a trespass. If it is a trespasser issue, we could escort that person off the property. or affect an arrest. But yeah, check on the property daily, so it doesn't turn into a civil matter.
Okay, so leaving this sign at the door, I mean, having a sign at the house, I guess we have no choice. We want to do that, but that will trigger that it's vacant.
Yeah, I mean, so some of these houses have that like lock on the front that you guys, the realtor lock, right? I mean, that's a pretty clear sign that the house is vacant too. So just my advice is, it doesn't matter what you do, if you want to put a sign up or whatnot, that's your call, but check on the house daily. Unfortunately.
Thank you.
Yes,
Do you guys know how long they're usually in house? I heard there was like 7 guys, 7 minutes or something, if that's like the thing.
so I mean, I say this because I've seen security footage. I've seen them in there for as little as 2 minutes, and I've seen some of them in there for like 40 minutes. Yeah, when they're in there that long, they have clear knowledge that that person's not gonna be home for however many days, right? So, that's known information to them that they can use to their advantage and really take their time. Like, they're gonna get everything that you have. So if it's one of the ones where they watch you leave for dinner, they're gonna be in and out between 2 and 5 minutes. But it also depends on your security in your house. So does everybody, I'm sure everybody here has a safe. If you don't, that's cool too. But I don't recommend putting your safe in your master bedroom. If you have a small safe and it's not bolted down, they're just gonna take it. If you have a small safe and it's bolted down, they're just gonna break into it. They bring tools to get into the smaller safes. Crowbars and stuff like that. So they will get into it. Seen it many times. And if you do have a safe, make sure it's of larger size. I recommend the industrial size. Put it in your garage and bolt it down. Go ahead,
A
Ryan.
couple of quick questions. First of all, do you have an issue with imposters? Dressing up as somebody else to get in? And number two is, what are the odds of getting broken into more than once?
It's happened to a couple Calabasas residents already this year. They've been broken into either last year or the year before, and they've gotten broken into already this year, and it's February. So yeah, but the thing is this, the residents that were broken into the first time never outfitted their houses with security cameras and stuff like that, so they were just don't do the same thing twice.
Yeah, talked about it. Yeah.
Or the same dumb thing twice. No, so, but a lot of people in this community, they're upset after a burglary, rightfully so. And what they'll do is they'll look for somebody to blame, which is the totally wrong way to go about it. So they'll blame the HOA or the security, or they'll blame the cops, right? And it's no one's fault. It's not even your fault. You're a victim of a crime, right? So we need to act accordingly. And the reason why I come to these and HOA meetings and city council meetings is to give information to hopefully prevent it from happening again. That's all. Any other questions? Yes, ma'am?
About to answer the imposter.
Oh, the imposter question? Not really.
No.
I really haven't seen it. We have seen real estate scams. But those are pretty complicated. Those don't even get investigated by us. They get investigated by special units downtown. Real estate scams are a nightmare. Yes, ma'am?
So we're like the break-in, they're coming in the back, the open space. Are they usually just targeting the people that are backed up to the open space, or do they come in?
Yeah, so if it's a majority of the houses that get targeted are ones that back up to open space, their backyards border. So if they come into the community, it's very rare.
Oh, that's good to know. Safer to be.
Yeah. Anybody else? Sure.
Make a quick suggestion. I served in 2 police departments. I retired. The one I retired from in the 90s, 3 times we were the safest community in the United States. What we did was we had selective enforcement motor vehicle wise, and it was so intense that the criminals stayed away from our town. And when we would stop someone from our own town, we would say, we're stopping you because of security of the area. We just want to alert you that this is why we're doing it. And it completely nosedived. Our UCR numbers just tanked. We
I
did
wish
very well.
it was still like that. Unfortunately, we have body cameras, so everything's filmed. We have, the Los Angeles County District Attorney doesn't prosecute crime or very little, so you have repeat offenders. So I don't know if you guys know this, but misdemeanor crimes aren't prosecuted by the district attorney. So you could have a pocket full of heroin down, with a warrant for your arrest walking down the street, and you're not gonna go to jail. You're gonna get a ticket. So and there's a shortage of law enforcement, right? So directed enforcement doesn't really work anymore. Times have changed significantly. Everything's filmed. And I'll tell you right now, I don't want to deal with someone with a camera in my face putting me on YouTube. Like, who wants that? It's just, it's ridiculous. So, you know, we're trying to partner with the community to really help prevent crime, because proactive policing isn't the same as it used to be. Anybody else? Anybody?
Last
one.
Last question.
Last
Do you have issues with break-ins, for the purpose of identity theft, like, steal documents, tax returns, anything that is sensitive?
So breaking into a house for that purpose,
Yeah.
no, but if you have passports laying around, consider those gone. Yes, they will snag those too. Yeah, anything and everything of value, right, including passports, because they can use that for identity theft purposes, they will take.
Got it.
Yeah. All right,
Thank you.
thanks for having me, guys, I appreciate it. Hopefully that helped out a little bit. Sorry if I went too long.
Oh, no, it's perfect.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Someone should be safe.
Yay, thank you for your service. Thank you. Great information. Okay, so let's. All right. Let's go. Okay, we have Kenny, the manager of F45 Calabasas. We have a few of our agents that attend over there or work out over there, so we'll let him give his little spiel. Kenny.
Thank you. Kelly Williams, thank you so much for inviting me over here. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna make this quick, just based upon what the officer was talking about in terms of community building and safety. F45 is right down the street, and it is a great way to meet your community, a great way to meet your neighbors. We have a lot of parents that go there, a lot of people that end up knowing that they live on the same street. And it's another way to reinforce this neighborhood. You will make your connections in terms of real estate as well. You might have somebody that says, hey, my family's looking to move here, or I have friends that are looking to move here. And it's an opportunity over there for you to make a connection. I do want to say thank you to you guys. Thank you to Meg as well. There is a May special going on. Just mention that if you are interested in starting a fitness journey here at F45, it is only 45 minutes in terms of time on task. All it takes is 45 minutes out of your day just to get in a little bit of exercise, to de-stress, or to have a little fun, just to focus on yourself, to fight off the bad guys, you know, whatever it is that you want to get out of it. I invite you all to use it as an opportunity to better yourself and be a part of the community. So, yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome, thank you. And what is the May special?
That's May special. Just reach out to me. I'll take
Okay.
care. Yeah.
Okay.
I got something in mind.
All right, awesome. So make sure you reach out to Kenny. Thank you, Kenny. Okay, we have family reunion coming up February 25th to the 29th. And as you know, obviously Gary Keller will give his vision speech, etc. And then Tony Robbins, the main headliners, Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins, and they have no relation to one another. So just wanted to let you know if any of you are like, Susie's gonna go, I'm going, Brittany's going, Amelia's going. Who else is going? I can't remember. Oh, Eileen's going. So would love to see you all there. Okay, productivity coaching update real quick with Louisa. You have the other speak? Yep.
Oh, awesome. Okay, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. So I know, right? You guys all know that we have productivity coaching class, but we do, and I am the productivity coaching coach. So it's super exciting. This year, all of our agents are like ramping up from last quarter. And so pretty much everyone has an activity going on. So right now we have 31 agents under the program, and 15 are like actively going at it. And we actually have added a few more. We have like 5 amazing agents that just joined us. Cameron's one of them, Elisvania, Jennifer, Zaida, Vanessa, Moses, and they're all working at it. And so right now, we have our graduation. Woohoo! So Sari Chan's been with us for 2 years, but mind you, it takes 3 transactions in order for you to graduate productivity coaching program. But she has a full-time job from 8 to 5. Okay, so, and she came from Keller Williams West Side, so we kind of stole her. Because it didn't, Daniel is important. Well, she came over here and she was invited. So she came on and she actually just did her last transaction last week, but the transaction, actually she has a lease on the transaction. So if anybody is looking for, is she on Zoom? So if anyone is looking for a rental property in Santa Clarita, she has one. It's a new construction, 4-bedroom, 3-bath. It's amazing. And then she actually also have a buyer already on hand. So, and then right now, currently I have one, Felicia Coel is doing her last transaction and she's about to graduate. Alicia has actually only been with us, again, another full-time agent, been with us for a year, and she actually stopped doing transaction, even though she has like 5 other buyers and clients. But the reason is she didn't want to graduate yet. Just she put it on hold, and then now she has her last transaction with the program, and she's about to graduate once we get into this offer. And by the way, Serene graduated with 1 listing in hand and 2 buyers over $1 million. That's awesome. Okay, and so yeah, so again, we have 3 right now just in the cusp. So I'm waiting for them to graduate, so get them out of the program, right? I love my agents, but I also want them to slide and do their own thing and be their own agents. So if you guys have any questions, I'm here for your service. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's super exciting. Congratulations, Serene. Okay, we have David with My NHD, has a couple little updates regarding the crest.
Yes, Chris. Well, good morning to everyone. Happy Valentine's Day Eve. I'm Dave, and I'm with My NHD. I was with another NHD company for 12 years. I retired for a couple, and I'm back now. We have a special partnership with Crest. Your E&O insurance is through Crest. We have a partnership with them. It's called our Seller's Protection Plan, whereby the seller is entitled to $25,000 additional E&O insurance. So if the seller obtains E&O insurance, normally it's $50,000 or whatever it might be. This is stacked on top of that, an additional $25,000. The NHD report is required by law, and it's required on all resale transactions, whether or not they're residential, commercial, vacant land, mobile homes. Our reports are civil code compliant. We have a real estate and disclosure attorney as a resource in Calabasas. Her name is Jennifer Felton. She's terrific, incredible. We have never been involved in any kind of lawsuit due to any errors or omissions in our reports. Getting back to Crest, when you get a listing, we strongly recommend you order a Crest NHD report. It's actually our report, same price, $74.95, but order it, go to Crest NHD, go where it says order, log in or sign up, and order it when you get the listing. It's so important. Escrows have told us that we're one of the most accurate and comprehensive reports out there. Ordering is fast and easy within 30 minutes. We use real map technology, which incorporates satellite maps and all. We're AB 38 compliant. With simple directions on ordering the defensible space inspections. All of our reports, there's a summary page on AB 38, and at the bottom, it will tell you whether or not a property is in or not in a very high or high fire zone. There's another report that's available. It's called a Wildfire Disclosure Report. It's not required by law. It gives additional information. It costs $140. There's no cancellation. You can't cancel once you order it. Again, it's not required by law, but it's available to you if interested. One of the other services that we offer is the fact that we have something exclusive to my NHD, and that is a website, mycascheck.com. It's very important. You can go to this website, you can put it on your phone, you can put it on your computer. By going to the website, you register, it will give you on any given property information as to whether our property is in a high fire or high flood zone. That's important going into a listing. It's additional information you have for that homeowner. It's also important if you're working with buyers, put that address in, because some buyers aren't going to want to go to a house that is in a high fire, high flood zone. You've got that information for them also.
What was the website again?
myhousecheck.com. myhazcheck.com. And it's free, which is good. Free is always good. Order the reports when you get the listing. Again, order the CRES NHD report or have escrow order it. If the transaction doesn't close, you don't pay. That's our no pay guarantee. Also, we do the work, you get the protection, and I'll leave you with a quote. Until there is a problem, there is no problem. So true, until there is a problem there. So avoid problems, avoid risk. And I do appreciate your business and thank you ordering from my NHD.
Very good.
Thank you. Thanks, David. Yeah, so make sure on, for my NHD, for the NHD report and for your home warranty, when you're writing the offers, or if you're countering to represent the seller, make sure you include the words CRES, CRES on that. Okay, thank you. All right, happy anniversaries to all these amazing people. They've been Ronnie, 14 years. He's not here, so crazy. But we just really, really appreciate each and every one of you and your dedication to Keller Williams and to our office. So thank you, thank you. And then we have birthdays. Look at that, all the February birthdays. Carrie Lynn had her birthday. What day? Oh, almost 2 weeks ago. Congratulations. So happy birthday to everybody. Wish you an amazing birthday month for sure. And then all our closings. So we had a lot of closings in January. So congrats on that. We are definitely, I think we're up. Our February is going to be up almost 20% year over year from last year, and that's a lot. So we were up 8.8% at the whole Ford Living, right, from last year. Because as you know, we had, last 18 months were a little brutal, right? So we, a lot of people contributed to our success of our January, and we profit shared just a little bit as well. So that was awesome. And then always want to thank our 2024 ALC. So Eileen, Philip, Jasmine, Alan, Sanaz, Roger, Louisa, and Linda. So it's super excited for our year together. And we're super excited for Lisa Donovan and Brian of Calabasas Escrow. They are our escrow of choice. They're absolutely doing a bang up job. I mean, we're having one of our highest closing months in February. So I thank each and every one of you for contributing to the success of our in-house escrow. And yeah, I just can't thank you enough for that. And Lisa, I think Susie, you closed 2, right? Yeah, Susie. So thank you, thank you.
Yes, there was tough ones, notice of default, but I made it through. That's why I'm homesick today.
You're just like, I got through it, right? So congratulations, Susie. Super proud of you. Okay, we have Mr. Philip Crispino. Come on down. And then after Philip, we're going to hear from Steve Sachs.
Yeah, I need a new headshot. And thank you, Stephanie. I put it down for 6 minutes starting now. So thank you guys. I'm gonna share with you guys something I got from my maps coach just last week. He said that we were bombarded with 35,000 decisions made every day, right? And we only really pay attention to anywhere between less than 5% of those decisions. For example, do I come to the sales meeting or not? Do I make my calls or not? Do I pick up my kids on time? Do I not? Do I eat this lunch? Do I eat that lunch? Immediately, just constantly being distracted by life and all the things that are happening. To make things easier on ourselves, we start with by having this like, gigantic goal that says, hey, this is what I'm going after. No matter what gets in my way, that this is what I'm here to accomplish. And by having that focus, then it becomes a little easier, right? Like when you get married, it's like, wow, I'm married. And then it gets hard because you have to commit to those vows. Right? The vow is the commitment. As hard as it can be, you stick to your vows, right? There's paths you can take and you stay the course no matter what. The same with our goals. At first it's, wow, I put my goals together. It's September of 23. I'm blessed. I'm grateful, all this stuff. And then you make first contact January 2nd, 3rd, 4th, because you waited. You're like, oh, well, if the kids are still on vacation, let me start when they're off of vacation. And then you make first contact and your plan fails, right? They call it your plans make first contacts, failure on first contact is what the military calls it. And you immediately need to remember that goal and then not backtrack, but sidetrack over to your next plan, right? The perfect plans go to waste the moment we make contact, whether cold call or I call my mom says, no, I don't have anyone for you. Can you stop asking me for referrals? And I'm not saying that my mom said that to me. I'm saying that the proverbial, we're reaching out to people we know and then we don't get the response that we expected, right? Oh, I heard Philip say, if you work your core and your past clients, they're all going to support you. And what if they don't? What if they don't support you on the first call? Do you let that distract you? Do you let that take you off course? Or do you double down and say, hey, I'm going to do this regardless, right? I made a commitment. We made a commitment to start doing circle prospecting calls. And on the first call, was it easy? No. Guy hung up on me, said, hey, blah, 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 whatever. Don't even remember because that's how far back it was. On to the next, right? And every day we're here Monday through Friday, except I was at a field trip yesterday. Monica covered us. 50 dials a day. Real simple. Hi, my name is Philip. May I please speak with blank? The reason I'm calling the neighbor's house sold for X amount of dollars. I was curious to know if you happen to know of anyone who's looking to make a move in this market or expand their real estate portfolio. And the people who responded well to that have become leads that we've added to our database, right? Just 50, not 150, not 500, just 50 dials, not even contact dials, right? I bring this all up because those 35,000 decisions or that we make automatically, if we start with a big goal and we support it by time blocks, then we're able to say, hey, this is my commitment for this block of time. Oh, these emails can wait, right? Outside of the school calling us because, one of the kids get hurt or whatever, okay. And most of the school numbers we've saved, right? Outside of our mother-in-law, her mother calling, saying, hey, there's something wrong with your son. Obviously, those would be emergency calls, do what you need to do, right? Enlist help. Ask your spouse, ask your kids, hey, mommy and daddy are going to work from this time to this time. Can I have the next 36 minutes to power my return call so that we can have more appointments to close business on and hit our goals? Share your goals with your family so your kids don't look at you like you're crazy, right? The moment we got into real estate, the big difference maker between real estate and our previous career was that we invited each other. I invited Monica to know what the goals were. I invited the kids to know what the goals were. So when we were playing. And when it was time to buckle down and focus in for 22 minutes of the time to return phone calls, get the emails done, do a little home searches, all that stuff, they were cheering me on instead of trying to distract me. And they weren't distracting me, they were being kids. Sometimes they just have to know what's going on so that we're all on the same page. And then very last I wrote here, as much as we commit to the 1 rule of 5, commit to your own personal and professional development, right? We dedicate 4.5 hours a day to prospecting, lead follow-up, negotiating contracts, and negotiating contracts is really 20 minutes of your time. It's not like in movies or TV shows or Jerry Maguire where you're on the phone pounding it over and over. Sometimes it's a simple text message. Hey, are you in at 1,010,000 all cash? Or are we going to move forward with another deal? Right? And that's usually the extent of it. And when it comes to the personal and professional development, you guys are here, you guys have the morning mindset, you guys have scripts and role play, you guys have a ton of stuff on KW Connect. Pick one. Right? Pick one for your prosperity, one for your health, one for your skills, right? And then make that a recurring theme in your schedule. Time block it. Maybe even turn your car into a classroom where all you do is listen to YouTube, obviously educational YouTube, podcasts. Maybe you have a CD player. You can put old book audio books from the library into your car. You can download them into MP3. And every book that you take in, it's the average author's age is about 40 years old. So you're not just taking in just the surface knowledge there, you're also taking 40 years of their experience into your mind. Take notes, teach it to somebody else. So if you struggle with something like, oh, I struggle with the listening presentation. I wouldn't win an Academy Award for it yet. We get listening some way somehow, right? My point is that I suck at it, so I'm gonna teach it. And you're like, well, but you suck at it. Why would you teach it? Because the preparation you put in to teach another human being, whatever it is that you know, makes you that much more sharper. Or if you have to be really good at it, in order to gain mastery, just like the Jedi, you know, if you guys watch Star Wars, become a Jedi master, you gotta actually have someone to teach it to. You gotta teach what you know to another person. So thank you guys for your time. On Thursday, when we do morning mindset, we'll go over the 24 scientific aspects of personal development, and we'll crush it. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Philip. Alrighty, so as you all know, oh, it's Cindy's birthday today. She's on vacay. So if you have her cell phone number, text her at the meeting. So as y'all know, Steve Sachs volunteered time to go over to Israel. And I'll let him tell the story, but there was a lot of us who signed cards that he delivered, right, to the first responders, etc. So I asked him if he would give us, you know, a couple minutes and share a couple stories of what that experience was like. Steve Sachs, come on down.
Well, I had an amazing trip. I went for 2 weeks to Israel. The first week was with a 17-person contingency humanitarian group where we volunteered our time. We were in Gaza, feeding the troops a mile and a half from the front lines, and rockets are going off around us. And the Iron Dome was lighting. Counter military, counter rocket missiles to blow them up, and we're watching this happen like fireworks. We got to feed the troops. We got to work in the Sheba hospital where soldiers had been wounded or shot with RPGs or with lost limbs, and it was pretty profound. A lot of you filled out cards, and I handed them out to about 75 or 80 people that were there, and our group handed them out, and it's unbelievable. They feel like they're on an island all alone, that the rest of the world doesn't care or realize what's going on there. And when I was handing out the cards, they were reading them, and like some of them would start to cry because they realized they're not alone, people care about them. So it was a pretty amazing feeling, and I thank you all for contributing your time to filling out a simple card to let someone know that they're not alone, and that there are people thinking about them and caring about them. So it was pretty spectacular. I handed out a card. We were at Kfar Aza, and that was where the kibbutz. They built a kibbutz right on the border of Gaza in southern Israel, and they did that to create foster good relationships with the Palestinians right on the border. And that's right where they came in and they slaughtered 60 innocent family members. And there was one father that if you looked up any of my stuff I had posted, I was in one of the kibbutzes at Kfar Aza, in one of the rooms, where a father had his family hiding from, because they're not designed to keep people out, they're designed out of concrete bunkers, protect you from missiles hitting them. And one of the Hamas were throwing hand grenades in, and the father grabbed the hand grenades and tossed them out of them, and they were exploding right as they were exiting their kibbutz. And he tossed 3 of them out, and the 4th one he couldn't get to, so he dove on top of it, and to save his wife and kids. And one of the kids was hurt, and she was at Sheba Hospital. I gave the daughter one of the cards, and she started crying because it meant a lot to her. It was a soldier named Ayel. I was feeding him sandwiches. They come out from, they drive like a mile and a half away from the war zone. They come out, there was like a base camp that we had. And we were making them sandwiches and feeding them. And then they get back in their Humvees and get back into the war. And there was one kid came out 2 days in a row. And he gave me his baseball hat because he heard that I was from Chicago and he loved the Chicago Bears. So he gave me his actual hat, his baseball, or his military hat that had his name on the back. So I'm feeding him lunch at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I find out 6 hours later he was killed. Oh, wow. We take for granted where we live. It's like we're blessed to be living in California, probably one of the best states in the country with amazing weather. But what would it be like if every day we heard an air raid siren, we had to duck up into a concrete bunker to protect ourselves? And that's what they have to deal with every day. They have rockets that are being launched at them to kill them every day for years. And they have some new technology that's going to be better for them to protect themselves. They have, I don't know if any of you are familiar with what Iron Dome is. Iron Dome is a defense weapon where it's a battery of 16 anti-missile air rockets that it's 4, 4, 4, 4. They're stacked on Washington. They're missile launchers. They have strategic guidance systems on them. They are launched and they look at the trajectory of the incoming missiles and rockets, and they're programmed to detonate in the path of the rockets. So they don't hit the rocket, they detonate and explode in front of it. So the shrapnel destroys the rockets. And every one of those missiles is $10,000. So every time they launch an anti-aircraft missile, it's $160,000. And they're literally launching them in defense every day. That's why it's so expensive for Israel to defend itself. And USS Gerald Ford went into the Mediterranean, and they have what they call a laser guidance system, so they can destroy anti-aircraft missiles and rockets with a laser blast. And Israel created that technology for the United States, and now they're creating it for Iron Dome. So now instead of having a laser that can destroy anti-aircraft missiles and rockets that are coming at them for $160,000, the laser blasts are about $12 each. So it's a huge savings for them to defend themselves, to fight for their right to exist. And some of these soldiers, like at Calabasas, they were so grateful to see your letters. They open up their cell phones. These are 18 and 19-year-old kids, younger than my own kids, walking around with machine guns, and tell me stories that they have to use them to take other lives. And it's just shocking how that can affect someone for the rest of their life. You had 18 and 19-year-old girls. I mean, how many of you have 19-year-olds in their lives or had a 19-year-old daughter? Think about her. She was out there taking lives of other people just to defend her country. They are so, we're blessed to live here. We're lucky. It's a great country. And we like our country, but we don't, we're not as patriotic for how we feel about the United States versus, they love their country. I don't know if any of us here would die for our country or would be willing to move somewhere else. They put up their lives every day. For the right to exist and to stay in their own country. So it's pretty profound. So just stay on top of the news and be aware. If you ever get the opportunity to help someone who's struggling, do it, because it's not just, it doesn't just help them, it helps you as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you. Definitely a life-changing experience for him and for the lives that he touched. And really it gives us an opportunity to always reflect right? And on how blessed we are, right? So we don't want to take for granted the lives that we have, you know, we wake up and say, hey, every morning I wake up, I'm like, I'm grateful. I'm grateful I have one more day. Thank you, right? So I want you all to just be that committed and dedicated to your life, right? Because you have the opportunity to create whatever it is that you want. And so we just wake up every morning, right? And thank our little stars, right? Or big stars or whatever, and just go crush it, like Phil always says, go crush your day every single day. Right? So you guys make that commitment to me and to yourself. More specifically yourself, that's what matters, right? So, okay, so thank you for sharing, Steve. I know it was deep and profound. Okay. Save the date, March 12th is our award ceremony. So we're doing it, you know, at the Calabasas Country Club. So please save the date for that. We have a couple things coming up this week. After at noon today, Scotty, where is Scotty? Oh, there you are. Right in front of me. Yeah. So Scotty's doing a cold calling craze. Scotty is a machine when it comes to making cold calls every single day. That's his lifeblood. You know, I think some of you have heard me talk about this before. You know, Doug Pitt's one of our top resi agents, right? He goes, can you imagine the business that residential agents would do if they cold call and talk to people on a daily basis like the commercial guys do? The commercial guys and gals, that's what they do, right? And then you guys are afraid to make one flipping call. Like, what? Call?
Stephanie,
Right? So, huh? Yes.
and can I just request that to be on Zoom because I'm not feeling well? I can't attend the office.
Okay, I will see what I can do. I'll talk to Scotty. Thank you. And then if we do put it on Zoom, it'll be on this link. So yeah, so make sure that, you know, you have your phone numbers. He's gonna go through the mindset and the things that he does, right, for the cold calling. So please be here. And then we also have Danielle with Old Republic Home Protection. We have a vision board party this Friday at 9 a.m. before we go out on tour. So please make sure you do that. Some important dates. I'm going to go over the 4 MREA models, Friday at 1 to 2:30. Friday is going to be a busy day. Remember, the office is closed on Monday, the 19th for President's Day. Let's see that. Oh, and then we have a buyer's consultation mastermind on Thursday, the 22nd at 1 o'clock. And then again, family reunion, February 25th through the 29th. Yeah, so that is this week's calendar. Remember, if you know of anyone that wants to get into real estate and they have to take their coursework, we still offer it for free. Reach out to Bree. If you don't have your Michael Lewis marketing suite, you guys should really look into this.